G'day guys, Seeney here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth Channel. And in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about how you can become a millionaire on an average wage. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel to help these videos get out to more people so more people can become millionaires. So in this video, we're talking about how just the average person on an average wage can actually retire a millionaire. Now, this might sound like a crazy goal for most people that are just on an average wage or somewhere around that figure. But the thing is, it is incredibly possible if you know what you're doing and you invest consistently. So the first thing is there is no way in hell that you are going to be able to save your way to $1 million, especially with bank interest as low as it is. It's just not going to happen. You know, if the banks were paying like 10% interest, 15% interest, throw it in there. It's going to be so safe, but it's just not the way anymore. Interest rates are so low that you're getting less than 1%. So by putting money in the bank, you are losing money every year in real terms because of inflation. So we need to invest our money if we want to get to $1 million net worth by the time we retire. Now, the first thing that we need to clarify is what the average salary is. So obviously the average salary is over $90,000 a year, but we're going to do the median salary because that's indicative of the person that is right in the middle person, what their salary would be, and that sits around $72,000. So if you're above this, that means you're earning above the middle person. If you're below this, obviously you're earning below the middle wage earner. So this gives you just a little bit of perspective there. So the next thing that we need to take into account is what the average rent is. Now, if you're renting a house, the average rent around the country is $540. So that is the average that we'll be using, which is about $28,000 a year in rental payments. So we have our median income, which is $72,000, and we have our rental payments that we need to make. And if we do 72 minus 28, that gives us with $44,000 remaining. Of course, on top of that, we also have living expenses. So let's say $2,000 a month for one person, which is $24,000 a year. I've made this quite high for one person just to show that you can actually live your life and have a great time and still become a millionaire over the long term. So we have that. And of course, we need to pay tax on the income that we make as well. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes, of about $14,000 a year. So on the average income, we have $6,000 left to invest every single year. Personally, I believe you should be doing more than this, but all that's important is that we get to $1 million over a period of time. So $6K a year is about $500 every single month. So people should be able to find $500 that they can invest for their future. So when it comes to investing, what do we invest in? Look, you can invest in anything, and there's so many different ways of getting a return on your money. It could be staking crypto, it could be buying crypto. Personally, a much safer way, because we just don't know, is to buy the S&P 500 index. Now, over the past 100 years or so, the S&P's returned about 7 to 8% a year. I'm going to be using the 8% figure. So you could get the S&P 500 on a fund such as Vanguard by typing in VOO, and that tracks the performance of the S&P 500. So as these companies are generating more money over time, the biggest companies in America, then you're going to get a share in that wealth. So you got your $500 a month, and you invest that consistently in the S&P 500 every single month. So if we do this consistently every month for 34 years, it's crazy, but you'll actually have $1.05 million. And you might stop and think to yourself, well, how does that maths work out? You know, $6,000 a year times 34, that doesn't really add up to $1 million. And you know what? You're right. You've only put in about $200,000. But because of the effects of compound interest and your money growing over time, over a very long period of time, you're actually generating about $850,000 in interest on top of the money that you've put in. So if you think about that, it's just insane. Boo! Just by investing in the market, you're getting 4 times more money added to your account than what you've put in over that period of time. Now, obviously, compound interest takes time. It's not saying it's going to happen in 5 years or 10 years. You know, you really need that 30 or 40 years to start seeing some insane returns. And more incredibly, on top of this, if you do this for 40 years instead of 34 years, you'll retire with $1.74 million. So that's $1.74 million, and you've only deposited $240,000 of your own money. So this is the power of investing. This is how people get ahead, and this is how the rich get richer. You know, it's all just based on percentages and compound interest. And for the average person, this is an incredibly important principle to understand, and this is how you can actually get ahead. This is achievable for a vast portion of the population. Even if you're earning less than the average income, if you manage to cut your expenses enough, then you can still invest this amount of money over time. You know, you might only need $1,000 to live after your rental payments that you have to make. And if you can do that, then you have so much more money that you can invest. Let's say that you want to invest $1,000 a month. This is going to get you drastically further along the line. So if you invest $1,000 a month, at the end of 40 years, that's going to be $3.4 million. Huge. But that is the power of compound interest over time and just investing small amounts consistently. So I hope you guys found this really interesting. For the average person, this is achievable. You know, obviously, if you have more money, then you know you can get there faster and you can make it go further because compound interest, that is just the way it works. But for the average person, it's definitely possible. So I'd be really keen to hear from you guys. Have you been investing? Is this something you're looking at doing? This is just one of the ways that you can do it. So obviously, before you do anything with your money, you know, make your own decisions, do your own research, that kind of thing. So if you're looking at investing, I have a link to Stake, which is a fantastic brokerage. And if you deposit money into your account, once you sign up, they'll give you a free stock to get you started. So it could be Dropbox, could be GoPro, could be Nike. And of course, if you want to track your net worth and see how you're growing over time, I also have a link to WeMoney. And just by signing up with those guys, they'll give you $5 for free, which is pretty fantastic. It's the one that I use to track my net worth. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. So thanks so much, and we will see you later.